The reason I say this is that, yes, Europe is dependent on Russia for a third of its gas. Yes, half of that goes to Ukraine. But Russia is dependent on Europe as its principal market for gas. Europe has a market of 400 million people. It has leverage, it has market capacity. And part of the solution of Ukraine has to be to bring Ukraine into that European energy community and use the broader leverage of that market, not just leave it as a relationship between Ukraine and Russia. The specifics. There has to be a short-term gain of how Ukraine is going to get through this winter, and I think we started to see some of the signs of it. But a couple of the specifics on gas are important. In the past years, Ukraine has consumed about 50 billion cubic meters of gas. 28 of that came from Russia. 20 of it was domestic, and 2 of it last year came from Poland and Hungary. So what you just heard from Minister Prodan and Minister Lajcak is that they've expanded that 2 by another 10 from Slovakia, which has not existed before. You won't get the full benefit of that 10 this year, but you'll get part of it because it started late. Hungary could potentially go further. And Poland, as you've just seen in the news recently, has stopped. And I want to stop here a second because this is really important. Russia has just cut the supply of gas to Poland and Germany, reduced it through the Yamal pipeline. It is an act that Russia has taken unilaterally, demonstrating that it is taking political decisions on the supply of its contracts and not acting by the technical requirements of those contracts. Why is Russia doing that? And why is Russia doing that at the point of time when gas prices in Europe are at a historical low? Is it to demonstrate that they could do it as well in the wintertime when there's greater need? And if that is the purpose, then there is no clearer sign of why Europe needs to accelerate its diversification of gas supply. But one message here is clear, that for Europe it is absolutely critical now to be able to make a definitive statement to Russia that it is not acting in accordance with its contracts, it is not being a reliable supplier, and the expectation is that it should abide by those contracts in the European terms of trade. If one looks at